So hello Inspiring Talks Brighton. I'm in my car actually today, as you can probably tell, because I've come to have a meeting with somebody, but she's not here, so she's running a little bit late, and I thought why not make the best use of time and just do a very quick little video. So somebody commented on the last video I did and asked, how can I slow down? Or how do I make sure that I don't talk at 100 miles an hour, because I've got so many things to say and I just don't know how to get it out, and I get really nervous and I have to speak really quickly, which I have been very guilty of. And I remember when I very first started at Toastmasters, very often the evaluations that I got were slow down. And it is really hard, because what happens physically when you stand up on stage is adrenaline is pumping through your body, and adrenaline is a hormone that is your fight and flight hormone that makes you want to run. So it increases your heart rate, it sends the blood to your muscles, and so you're ready and you just want to go. So being able to calm that adrenaline down and to allow the adrenaline to give you the confidence that it will give you, but to also enable you to speak at the right speed. Now, I'm sure you've all been to talks or listened to people on the radio or watched people on the television being interviewed, and some of them speak really slowly, which is very irritating. And some of you, my battery's low, so hopefully this won't cut out, and some of them speak so quickly that you actually don't understand what they're saying because it's too quick. So very quick tips for you, because I know my battery is going to run out. So the first thing to do before and during your speech on stage is to breathe. So before you get up on stage, try and cut out all the noise. Try and take a few deep breaths in and hold the breath in. So when you breathe in, don't just breathe a deep breath in and then blow it straight out again. Try and breathe it in, hold it for a second or two, and then breathe it out, so you can calm your body down. So the adrenaline will be whooshing up, and then the breathing will help just to calm that down a little bit. Apologies, I've got a piece of paper with some notes on that keeps flicking in front of the camera. So that's my first tip for you, is just to breathe. And then when you get up on stage, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, is don't start straight away. Just take the time to pause, to ground yourself, to look at the audience, and then start. Second tip, which again I think I mentioned in one of the videos that I've done already, is don't try and fit too much into your speech. Because if you know you're limited on time and you know you're desperate to get everything out to the audience, you'll rush. Because you'll be thinking, oh my God, I've got to make point 3, I've got to make point 4, and I'm just not going to get it done. And it doesn't matter. You can make more impact if you're just trying to get 1 point over than if you're trying to get 10 points over in 10 minutes. You cannot get 10 points over in 10 minutes. You're better off just sticking to 1 or sticking to 2. So don't try and fit too much in. My third tip, which, you know, we all know, is practice. So practice, 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 practice. So the more you've practiced your speech, what you're going to say, whether you're practicing it in your head, whether you're practicing it in your car as you drive along the road, whether you're practicing it in the mirror or filming yourself or standing up at Toastmasters or somewhere like that, the more you can practice your speech, the more you'll know how much time you've got. And when you feel yourself getting faster and faster and faster and faster, you will notice it more, because you've practiced it and you'll recognize where you're getting nervous or where the nerves are kicking in and it's making you speak faster. And if you do find yourself gabbling, just pause. Just pause. It has such a huge impact. It allows your brain to catch up with you, your heart rate to catch up with you, and it also allows the audience to catch up with you. Because if you're going at 100 miles an hour, quite often they're still on point 1 when you might be on point 20. And I remember seeing a fantastic girl. I mean, she would have been so very interesting. She was she did something up at the V&A Museum. I can't remember exactly what, but her life story, from what I can remember, was really interesting. But she spoke so quickly and put so many things in her speech that actually I just completely switched off from it in the end, because it was too much, too quick to take in. And I felt very sad that she could have done a really good speech, but she was just speaking too quickly. So you will always speak quicker on stage than when you practice. It's just natural, because of the adrenaline, because of your nerves, because of the lights and the eyes on you in the audience. But don't allow that to mean that you put more in because you think you're going to have a bit more time. You'd be better off actually slowing down, pausing more, perhaps asking some rhetorical questions, or perhaps repeating your point again to get your point across, than trying to just think, oh, well, I'll add a bit more in, I'll add a bit more in. So those are my tips. Breathe before you start. Breathe whilst you're on stage. Breathing really, really is the most important thing. Don't try and fit too much into your speech. Practice your speech again and again and again and again and again. The more you can practice it, the easier it will be, the less likely you are to rush through, because you'll feel more confident that you know your subject as well, and you won't be worrying that think, oh my God, I've forgotten a bit. And I think, as I said before, just remember the audience have no idea what you're going to tell them. So if you do miss a great big chunk out, it doesn't matter, because they don't know anything about it. So it doesn't matter. The only person that's going to be beating themselves up is you. And you know what you can do with that? You can flick that thing off your shoulder and go, look, shut up. I did a good job. And then pause. So when you find yourself going too fast, stop. Look around, take a deep breath, ground yourself, and then start again. And the pause to you will feel like hours. But believe me, and I've purposely tried to make my pauses seem a bit longer, but I'm sure when you watch this back, you won't think, oh gosh, that was a bit of a long gap. So, you know, there is that fine line between a long gap and a perfect gap, but you'll learn that through practice. So I'd love to know whether that was helpful. It's been really nice getting some feedback from you guys actually about the videos that I've done so far. I've got a few more to do. I'm going off on holiday on Saturday, so I hope I will get one more in before the end of the week. Then you won't hear from me, which you might be pleased about. You might not hear from me for another 10 days because I shall be sunning myself on the beach in Rhodes. Anyway, great to see you. I think I'm okay with my battery, and I will be back very soon. Remember, tickets are on sale for September right now. We've got some great speakers lined up. It'll be really nice to see everybody back at the Grand Central in the Nightingale Rooms. So if you haven't got your ticket, grab your ticket, find the event in Facebook, or search up on Eventbrite, or if you are going onto Instagram, just click on the bio and you will find the link to the tickets. Take care.